All right, good morning, KW Milwaukee. That song was brought to you by Jamie Old Coyote. Recommendation, if you haven't seen what she's doing, both personally and professionally, that should be your new hype song. So thanks, Jamie. DJ Jamie Old Coyote in the house this morning. All right, let's go ahead and get started with team meeting. We have a ton of content this morning, starting with our mission, vision, values. We're going to be hitting on two are kind of our theme for today. We're going to be talking a lot about success. And we recently met with our ALC in our last meeting. We talked a lot about how we really push and we drive people and we say success is X, success is this, and we define success. Everyone's definition of success is so different. And whether you're looking to do 10 units a year or 200 million or whatever it is, we have to remember that your version of success can be totally different than other people's vision of success is. And when we do these awards and we see a lot of the same names up there, it doesn't mean that you're not finding your own success. And so with the help of the ALC, awards are going to look a lot different this month. So we've added some awards. We've tweaked some of the ones you've seen before. It's not perfect. We're working on it, and we're always open to feedback from ALC and everyone not on ALC as well. So continue to give us that so that we can make sure we're recognizing everyone's version of success. We're also going to be hitting a lot on win-win or no deal. So look for those themes throughout today's team meeting. Starting with our success, we're going to jump in through July cappers. We have a bunch from North Shore, and then I'll switch it over to Diana for celebrating some Lake Country cappers. Starting with Julie Licken, the queen of Bayview all the way up to Mequon. This woman will travel for a deal. Congrats, Julie, on capping in the month of July. Peter Gossman, while forming a team, he's still been able to focus on his own business and is capping in July. So congrats, Peter Gossman, to you and your success. Next up, Katie Rinka, new to the business, making it look easy. Congratulations, Katie, on capping and graduating the launch program and proving that you are part of that 20% that make it that success in year two. So congrats, Katie, on capping. Sue Nicolek of the Nicolek Group out in Wauwatosa, huge congratulations to you on capping in the month of July. Terrell Sondrip, making it look easy, driving around with her son, her little assistant, doing open house after open house. We see your hustle. Congrats, Terrell, on capping in the month of July. Emily Fair, who continues to blow up the Milwaukee Hinton Fair Group, bringing her business and their systems and models up to Milwaukee. Congrats on capping in July. Laura Caton, someone else who's pretty new to the business and has capped every year that she's been in the business. So showing that you can do this while raising a family and being new. So congrats, Laura, on capping in the month of July. Tammy Herpel, I'm sure she's thrilled. Her kids were at Camp Minneconne for 2 weeks. I think she went out and got 13 listings because she was so bored and didn't know what to do with herself. Hopefully you can keep that success going with them back from camp. So congrats, Tammy, on capping in the month of July. Gil Green, another member of JSG, pretty new to the business. Huge congrats on capping in the month of July. Gail is also a part of the Lakeshore Commons team, so working on bringing Oak Creek's newest community to life. So congrats, Gail, on that big opportunity as well. Deanne Hansen on KCN Group, congratulations, capping in the month of July. Nice work. And our very own Brad Yates, I think I saw him come down the stairs. Congrats on capping in the month of July, Brad. And Betsy Williamson out of Wauwatosa, capping in the month of July, also very new to the business, and her business has taken off. So congrats to you, Betsy, and all your work and capping in the month of July. Switching awesome. To Diana on Lake Country.
Yeah, congratulations to Connie Cummings, our own productivity coach and a lady who just keeps it going year after year on capping in July here for us. And next we have Amy Lauer. Congratulations to Amy for all of your success, running multiple businesses, graduating kids, buying homes in Florida. She's got it all going on and she is succeeding across the board. So congratulations to Amy. And then Kevin Matson here sitting in the back. Not only did he count, but he's got he brought us all orange juice this morning. I mean, come on, does it get better than that? It's with that extra money he's making. Buy us all orange juice. So congratulations there. And we also have Adaptive Fair who capped this month. So making it all work. Congratulations, everybody, for your success. I love it.
Excellent. So congrats to all the cappers in the month of July. We're going to switch gears. I'm going to shoot it over to TOSA. We have Erica Kelly, who's going to jump on for a few minutes and go over some updates for you all. Erica, are you here in Tosa? All right,
Morning.
there
Can
we
you
are.
guys
All
hear
right,
me?
go ahead. Yep, we got you.
Good morning, guys. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Charlie, for inviting me out to speak with the team. I am so grateful to be here. You guys are phenomenal. You guys have really been using the home warranties and really showing up. So today, I just want to introduce our enhancement to our warranty. This is something brand new and we're kind of rolling it out this week. You guys can expect to see the new brochures in your office within the week. But until then, continue to use the old ones. But so here it is. This is the price point. It's $4.99. We were, with all the additions, we were able to keep our base price under $4.99. You see the other price structures for the others as well. You can go to the next slide. So just a reminder, guys, you guys, the seller's coverage has not changed, but for the sellers, just remember for all your listings, you can put this on complimentary to your seller for the entire time of the listing. But the seller's coverage has not changed at all. Next slide, please. So the buyer's coverage has changed. So all of these things are included in the buyer's coverage for $4.99. You get the exterior water heater and sewer lines, which is huge, guys. So that's included for the $4.99, as well as the sub pump, the roof leak repair, septic system. Washer and dryer is also a new addition. So with the washer and dryer, it used to be $85. Now it's in the base plan for $4.99. And then you also have the water well pump. So those are some great additions. Next slide, please. So for $160, you get the buyer's preferred upgrade, which you guys really should be introducing this when you're introducing the warranty plan, because buyers and sellers are happier when if something goes wrong and they have this upgrade, because this is where the Freon and all of the nuts and bolts and things like that are included. So make sure you're offering this, because they would be super upset if they find out, well, I just bought the basic plan and it could have been covered if I would have gotten an upgrade. So make sure you guys are offering that as well. Next slide, please. And this is the buyer's premier coverage. So it's basically everything that I just told you about, but it's the $50 deductible instead of the $100 deductible. So you get all of that for $695. Next slide, please. This is also something new. So because everybody is working from home these days, our company has found value to offer this plan. It's $199 for home entertainment and technology plan. So it covers all of those old computers and anything electronic that's laying around the house, the routers, tablets, anything like that. And they have an awesome system if your clients need some genius that's sitting behind the desk to troubleshoot for them, they can call the 1-800 number and get any type of help with anything electronic that they'll need. Next slide, please. And then I just wanted to remind you guys about the free marketing material. Please take advantage of this, guys. I don't know who it's for, but if some people really find value in utilizing this free marketing materials, it's all Keller Williams branded and it's free. So it helps you to protect your business and grow your business. And if you guys want more tips on how to utilize the free marketing material, just give me a call and we can sit down, do a one-on-one, and I can help you just to show you how to present to your buyers and your sellers. So that's my time, guys. Thank you, Charlie, again for inviting me today. And please, guys, if you need me at all for any reason, just call me. I'm here. I'm a phone call away. I want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly, because if there's an issue and I don't know about it, then I can't help. So that's my time. Have a good day.
Great. Thank you, Erica. Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to switch it over to Steph, who's going to go through some compliance updates.
Morning, you guys. Little light again this week. When I was preparing for this week's team meeting, I looked to see when the last time we talked about this, and it was, I believe, exactly a year ago this month. So just going over some MLS fines, we seem to be more prevalent in the past couple months. So just wanted to do another reminder to everybody in the group. So the top 10 MLS violations. So we just want to help you guys avoid fines for just errors that can be totally avoided. So address errors, incorrect expiration dates, incorrect list dates, named prospects, incorrect items in the public remarks, and early late entries are the top ones that I want to go over today. So next slide, Mandy. So address errors. So when we're putting in the street name and we have to put in the street type, we have to match what it says in WireX. So for example, street, you're going to abbreviate that ST, avenue, AVE, not capitalized, just match what is in the tax records. That is the best rule of thumb to follow. Street numbers, when it's a continuous line like that, that includes directionals, making sure that we're just doing it one continuous line. So in the example number 2, I've got how it should show. So north 43, west 1, 2, 3, 4, all one continuous line versus separating that out. State road, county road, highway, all needs to be spelled out. So just some tips here, and I'll show you after this where you guys can find the exact rules. Listing date and expiration date and timing of entry. So when you're going to enter the list date and expiration date into MLS, making sure that those dates match what is on the listing contract. So when you load that listing contract into MLS, MLS then is comparing it against how you entered it into the data. So making sure those match, but then also, this has been happening more often. People are entering their listings in early. So let's say I've got a listing that listing contract starts tomorrow, the 17th, and I enter it in today. I would be fined $100 for that. So that's an example. And then just a reminder, you have 48 hours to enter listing from the start date of a contract. So using that same example, if it's listed as of August 17th, then I've got until the 19th to get it into MLS. Next one, Mandy. Incorrect items in public remarks. So MLS is also watching this. So we cannot include any listing agent information here, no open house information here. So a lot of times we'll see an open house posted time right before the main description starts. That's a no-no. And then same with when showings begin. All of that has to stay out of the general public remarks. That is another common error that we're seeing. And then named prospects, making sure that if you do have any named prospects on the listing contract, that you are marking this yes in MLS. That's another thing that you get fined for. And delayed form and the listing contract. So this is another one that we're seeing a lot of. If your listing is going into delayed, making sure that you are loading that delayed form along with the listing contract. So, sandwich those together and then load it as one PDF into MLS. It is a $100 fine if you fail to do that. And MLS is good about giving warnings for these. They'll usually email us. I'm CC'd on all of those. So, and then Joan is CC'd on anything North Shore related. But they're usually good about giving us a warning, giving us an opportunity to get it loaded, and then we'll levy a fine if you don't do it. So making sure you're reading those emails that you're getting from MLS because they could be trying to help you. Then my last comment with the listing contract, making sure that you're loading at least pages 1, 3, and 5. They don't need the entire contract, but they need anything that has printed or fillable material on it, not those crash printed pages. These days with how we're getting our listing contract signed, it's just easy to load the entire PDF into MLS. So making sure all pages are included. Then I also just wanted to point out where you can pull up the history. So when you're going to edit your listing, if you want to pull up a history of what has been inputted in how things have been changed, you can do that. And I wanted to point this out so that you can see if MLS is making a change on your behalf, it will be logged into the history of any data manipulation. So if you want to see exactly what you're getting fined for, if you pull up your history, you'll be able to see where it says changed by, for example, it will say Flex MLS right there, and you can see exactly what they have changed on your behalf that due to an error that you made. Next slide. MLS rules and regulations. So from that main page, when you log into MLS, if you go to the top and go to the rules tab, and then go to data integrity, that will bring you to the chart of the chart of codes for MLS errors. So you can see exactly what mistake. And as well as just getting ahead of it and learning those rules before you enter it into MLS. So that is all I have. We don't want to beat this to death, but it's just good reminders. So little summertime light compliance update for you guys.
Thanks, Steph. I have been getting a few emails too about continuing education. Can you remind them what they're supposed to do after they complete their continuing education with their proof of completion?
Yes, you can. I'll take over all the offices, so you guys can just email me your certificates showing me that you have completed all of the coursework. Oh, what was that question?
I think you're just a background.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, just forward it to me. So stephc@kw.com. We'll be creating a spreadsheet soon. I probably won't start getting on everybody until probably October, I think is when we start getting on everybody. So
Sounds good. Thank you, Steph.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. We had the privilege of having James Shaw in Milwaukee last week. I think I saw a lot of faces there, a lot of good questions. We got to watch James Shaw try a cheese curd for the first time, which was awkward for a little bit of time. I don't know, he seemed very confused by the idea. But incredible takeaways from that. If you weren't there, it was a lot of content. I'm going to try to boil it down, give you some of the meat and potatoes from something that was already pretty boiled down. If you do want all of my notes from this, feel free to throw your name in the chat or shoot me an email and I'll make sure to get you everything. But I'm going to go through 5 specific lessons that I think James really hit on throughout the day. The first was opportunity shows up in a transition. So the pretenders get out and the real players take advantage of it. You don't need to sell more. You just need to sell the same amount that you did last year. To win, you have to build a fortress around what you have. So who you are in business with matters. What James talked a lot about was that 85% of NAR memberships have never been in a buyer's market. They've only been in a seller's market. We've been in a seller's market for over a decade. So it's been the longest seller's market in the US history. So agents who invest in growing their knowledge and skill set are the ones who are going to win in this transition. So that was lesson 1. Lesson 2, have you heard us say this before? Double down on your activities. James definitely reminded us of all of this. He said, you have done things wrong that you were able to hide because it was such a good market. He said, our job is to 1, provide perspective, and 2, add value. And to be able to provide perspective, you have to have perspective. So you can't have a record year every year. The NAR is predicting that there will be a 20% decline in sales in 2022. So if there's a decline in that, you can still do everything that you did last year. There's still enough for you, right? So if your goal is to do 24 units or to do 200 units, are there going to be 200 units in 2022? As Charlie would say, yes or yes. You can still do the amount of business you did in the previous year despite the decline, as long as you're doubling down on your activities. He said, we have not done our activities because we've been protected by the market. You made hay while the sun was shining. That's great. But remember that success is not about the chosen few, but about the few who choose. Shift page 24. You have to wake up and decide to get into a routine. Wake up, do the right things, you'll win. There's enough for you, right? It's not all doom and gloom. It's out there. Lesson 3, narrow your messaging. We always say, who am I supposed to talk to? What do I say? How do I convert? He also asked us, this was a big aha. There were a lot of top producers in the room, and he had everyone raise their hands when he asked who's below their goal and what they were supposed to get for this year. He said, don't lie to me, you know, and a lot of hands went up. We're feeling it already, right? But what he said is, you still have 90 days to get things under contract this year. It's August. So 90 days from now is Christmas. There's still time. But what you need to do is you need to really narrow your messaging. So we went through an activity where at our tables, we looked at, of the sellers we've had this year, what was the main motivation for them selling? We found that a lot of the room found that it was the equity that they were getting in their home, right? People are getting more for their home than they ever have in the past. So focus your messaging all on equity. Use a MOFR to get a response. So ask specific questions like, what would you do with an extra $100,000 to get them to think and to focus on that equity message? Instead, we're kind of bebopping all over in our messaging and we're focusing on all kinds of things. Really narrow your messaging to be effective. He said the script used to be, hey, and pricing was, we can try that. You know, things are shifting. There is a change. Be more thoughtful, narrow your messaging. If you need help with that, page 58 and 59 and shift. So the takeaways on messaging were consistency matters, narrow the message. He said, your people want to hear from you. If you feel like you haven't reached out to people in a long time, so what? Just give them a call. They still know who you are and add value. So that was lesson 3. Lesson 4 is super important. And we're going to have a panel on this tomorrow, but it's pricing ahead of the market. A seller not only needs to master the science and skill of pricing, but also the art of persuasion. You have to be able to persuade your sellers in this shifting market what the house needs to be listed for. He said in a shift, most sellers are actually triers who never become solds. So the market becomes oversaturated with unsuccessful wannabes who didn't get the formula of direction and speed correct. So for sellers in a shift, the need for an agent who has mastered the science and skill and the art of pricing becomes extremely critical. Price ahead of the market. It's not looking at comps on your phone on the way to the listing presentation anymore. You have to research, attention, and serious thought. You have to be the master to get your seller to believe you are right. Page 138 and 139 of shift. If you weren't there, just read shift or listen to it on 1.5 speed. Lesson 5, create urgency. Market expectations are a powerful source of motivation for buyers, and you want to be the one setting those expectations. What a lot of the room is finding is they might be getting appointments, but everyone's afraid of the market, so they're waiting to kind of see what happens. So you really have to be good at creating urgency and why people need to move now. So how do we put perspective on the market while shedding light on the why? How do you explain that what they're hearing in the news? He said market expectations are that powerful source. Whether from a national columnist, a coworker, or even family, you need to know the most about your local market. You are the research-based expert and you are the most trusted advisor. So make sure you're really focused in on what's happening in the market so you can really lead them in the right direction. There is no time where someone has bought and owned a home in 10 years that they've ever lost value. So being able to speak with them on that and to really create urgency. Those are the 5 lessons. The last thing he said was put your seatbelt on. I have a feeling you're going to be hearing this from Charlie probably every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Catherine's laughing because she was at our table and when they said that, he was like, Charlie's like, yeah, I love that. He loves a good one-liner. So put your seatbelt on. The number 1 challenge that you are going to face won't be mindset. It won't be expenses, but it's going to be this: consistency in doing lead generations activities over time. It is the one true challenge that real estate agents always face. And the number 1 stumbling block that knocks most agents out of the game. So not getting lead generation done day in and day out may suffice in a hot market. It will put you out of business in a cold one. It's like getting in a car accident and saying, I wish I had my seatbelt on. So put it on now, fix it before it's too late. And like we always say, if you're finding any of this useful, education without implementation is simply entertainment. So it all sounds good, but unless you take this and you actually do something about it, your results will be your results. So like I said, this is just the tiniest little bit. If you didn't come, I know no one likes reading for the most part, and the book is really boring. put it on audio and listen to it on 1.5 speed. You'll be done with it in a few hours and you will get so much out of it as long as you just go ahead and just implement a few things. We went through every chapter. He said, pick two, just pick two, implement those few things and get ready for the shift in the market. All right, so that was last week's training and education. We have some exciting things coming up this month. Specifically tomorrow is August 17th. Yes, tomorrow from 3 to 5:30, we have Opportunity Knocks. This is a really great event for a lot of you who are thinking about joining a team, or if you're a team looking for talent. But what we haven't talked about a lot with this event is it's a really great opportunity for you to invite co-brokes and to help build your downline. We talk about profit share a little bit, but we don't really talk about what profit share is. And some of you who've probably been here for a while are either afraid to ask, or we just never talked about it when you joined KW. I'm going to play a really short video. It's less than 1.5 minutes on what profit share is.
When deals close, agents who haven't capped pay company dollar to the market center. The market center uses that money to pay its bills. What's left over is profit. Every real estate business is in business for profit, and usually the owners keep all of that profit. This practice makes sense. Owners invest in businesses with the hope of seeing a return. At Keller Williams Realty, we do things a little differently. We believe in growing the business together. So we split the profit between the owners who took the risk and the associates who have helped grow the market center. Roughly 52% goes to the owners who took the risk, and roughly 48% goes to the associates who helped grow the market center. So, how is it dispersed? We figure out what percentage of the market center's profit is a result of that associate, and we take that percentage of the profit share pool and disperse it through the branches of that associate's profit share tree on a monthly basis. The associate sponsor gets half, the associate sponsor's sponsor gets 10%, and so on until all of it is dispersed through 7 levels of sponsorship. At Keller Williams Realty, we believe the profit will grow exponentially when everybody has the opportunity to share in it. We believe in finding the win-win and in doing the right thing, because together, everyone will achieve more.
Right, so hopefully that can kind of like dumb down the idea of profit share a little bit, because it can be a little confusing. But what we need to remember when we're talking about profit share, because I'm going to hit on profit share from last month was astronomical compared to what we've had the rest of the year. And a lot of people just don't know how to go about those conversations. Invite them to a lot of the stuff on our training calendar, whether it's Opportunity Knocks or it's James Shaw and it's an event like that, or if it's team meeting. I see some guests here today to just kind of show them about our office. I always say finding the right brokerage is a lot like dating. So come in, check it out, bring them in, they write your name down and you start seeing mailbox money show up, right, Stillman? It's that easy.
It's a conversation you can have with many people that you see every day, and it's a conversation that, like every other conversation, has to come naturally and authentically. And what you are assuming is that they are ready to shift their business to a different level. And that's sometimes insulting to people because they think they've got a great business, a great spot. They love their people they work with. They're going to miss all their friends. Just like marketing a home, you can market your experience here at KW. And sharing that and inviting people and being excited about things and realizing that they too can share in the wealth once they get here and bring their friends. Their friends don't have to work there. And again, you have to understand that they need to be nurtured to understand that changing their business to another location is not going to end their business. It's going to continue to help it grow, and it's really worthwhile.
Thanks, Andy. And I know a lot of you on here couldn't hear Andy, but he's one of our top profit share earners. And he was just talking about how much like you market a home, you can market KW as an opportunity for you to build an entire separate stream of revenue that's entirely passive. So in the month of July, KW Milwaukee will get close to $100,000 in profit share, which is 20% of the total paid out in 2021. So for those who are getting profit share, that'll show up on August 21st. Opportunity Knocks is a great low pressure environment for them to come and just check it out, meet some of our top teams and just kind of explore the culture and have a glass of wine, see what we're all about. So feel free to share the registration with any co-brokes or people who you think might fit in with our culture and be able to take advantage of the opportunity that we have here at KW. Some other events that we have coming up this week are Wednesday this week, the 17th at 10 a.m. We talked about the importance of competitive pricing right now in this shifting market. Charlie's going to be interviewing Paul Nikolic, Stacy Guzniak, and Kyle Clements on how they've been able to convince and negotiate the pricing with their sellers to be able to not be falling off the market and being those solds, not those trieds in today's market. So that'll be tomorrow at 10 a.m. via Zoom, and we'll post the recording to the YouTube channel. Mega Camp is already next week. So if you're not one of the people flying down to 120-degree Austin, Texas, you can sit here in the cold air-conditioned basement, or there will be watch parties also in Wauwatosa as well as Lake Country starting at 8 a.m. So if you haven't registered for the virtual, you don't feel like putting the money forward, that's fine. Come down here, come watch it with your fellow agents, and we'll also do some masterminding around it, and we'll bring back some things from Austin to go over next week as well. So there'll be no team meeting next week. It'll be a watch party. So come down and watch. All right, I'm going to switch gears over into awards. For those who jumped on late, I just want to remind everybody that awards are going to look a little different this month based on some feedback from the ALC. So feel free to continue to give us your feedback. Define success on your own terms, achieve it by your own rules, and build a life you are proud to live. So let's dive in and start celebrating some incredible achievements from this July. You'll notice that we've combined Lake Country as well as North Shore, and we're looking at a top 20 now. So congratulations to Carla Florence for an individual volume of over 4 million in the month of July. Betsy Williamson, Nikki Kunick, Annie Stabler, Abby Wall, Kevin Gardy, Jill Fink, Annie Jerzyk, Amy Merrick, Heston Swallow, newly licensed agent. Congrats on a huge month in July. Tamara Bolton, Mara Krieger, Nada, Jessica, Melissa, Tammy Herpel, Connie, John Lorenz, and John Molitor, and Mike Moen. Congratulations on a huge July. Switching over to team volume, we have JSG doing almost 20 million in the month of July. SRG, 12.8. Falk Reuven Gallagher, Duval Group, Team Trimble, On Point Realty, Double Bolt Realty, A Key Home, Dusty's team, Gail and Brett, Fernwood Real Estate, Grapevine, Gallagher Lake Country, the Nikolic Group, Klasky Realty, the newly formed Gossman Group, pulling in there, Nancy Brennan, Plooster Property Group out of Lake Country, KCN, and Fairhinton, Milwaukee. Here we have year-to-date individual volume. We have John Molitor at close to 20 million through July. Tamara Bolton of Lake Country, Abby Wall, Michael Moen, Sarah Oberbrunner, Kevin Gardy, Bridget Ty, Ethan Masson, who recently made a transition over, Sophia Berry, Lindsay Andrews, Annie Stabler, Mary Beth Milkey, Sarah Reardon, Carla Florence, Rebecca Thomas, Jill Fink, Elena Zeman, Kyle Clements, Doreen Drummel, and John Lorenz. Congrats on your year-to-date volume. The market gives us volume, units, you get units, market gives you volume. Looking at our units, we have John Molitor with 47, Abby Wall, Susan Fellows, who also recently made a transition from Ogden. We got Sarah Oberbrunner, Kevin Gardy, Ethan Masson, Damara Bolton, Lindsay Andrews, Nick Fetting, Joey Creaney, Sophia Berry, Bridget Ty, Sarah Reardon, Kristen Stahulik, Michael Moen, Jill Fink, John Lorenz, Lori Sirach, Elena Zeman, Kyle Clements, and Patrick Simonis, all tied at 15 there. Looking at team volume, we have JSG in the lead, Falk Reuven Gallagher, SRG, Gallagher Lake Country, Team Trimble, Duval Group, and so on and so forth. I'll let you guys read through these. Congrats to all of the teams on your year-to-date volume. Looking at units, JSG, 222 units so far this year. Falk Reuven Gallagher, SRG, On Point, Duval, A Key Home, Team Trimble, Dusty's team. Got the Wilds up there out in Tosa. Congrats, you guys, on your units. Huge $1 million month group this month, you guys, looking at July. Again, Heston, congrats on your first few months in the industry and already making the $1 million month club. Here we have our home run club. This is a listing taken, a contract written, and a contract closed. Yeah, a lot of people. All right, and next we have a new award. Can anyone guess what Shalina Harvey, Amy Merrick, Gail and Brett, Tyler Kohler, Teresa Brown, Kendrick Taylor, Doreen Drummel, Mike Moen, Elise Bolt, and Jill Fink have in common? Someone said breaking their own records. Very close. These people have had the largest volume increase in a rolling 12-month period. Their business is up, up, up in a shifting market. So huge congratulations to this group of people for doubling down. Elise Bolt doing it as a new mom, Jill Fink going independent. Not easy. Amy Merrick, second year in the business and has more than doubled her business. So congrats. All right, next new award. What do these individuals have in common? Janine Warner, Martha Ola, Kathy Shaw, Steph Minnick, Megan Stale, Blake McKinney, Newbie, Danielle Forrest, Ellen Pertel, Maggie Drain, Casey Lopez, Steph Miller, Andy Stillman, Lauren Foy, and Ginger Lazovic. Hearing profit share, I'm hearing units. What's that? Average price increase. Vacation days is thrown out. These are the top GCI earners for agents on teams in the month of July. So congrats to these agents. All right, so congrats to all of our agents. Again, continue to give us ideas for more awards and give us your feedback on how we're kind of switching these things up. Next, we're going to dive into market insights because all of your success is reflected in the market and how we stack up to other brokers. So let's go ahead and look at a few market insights, starting with success is outpacing the market. Okay, so the market right now is down 1.1%. You guys as a collective group are up 8.5%. So clearly success is outpacing the market average. You are doing that. The top three then are Shore West down 11.2%, First Weber down almost 15%. So congrats to you guys on continuing to be number one in the 5-county area here in the top 12 brokers. The other top 12 firms, so of the top 12 firms, they've closed 66% of the closed volume in units in the entire MLS. Here we are looking at the 5-county metro area. So this represents the 5 KW locations across Southeast Wisconsin marketplace. And the number corresponding to each of these is their rank within the top 25 office locations. So you're amongst an incredible company. The top 3 locations of the MLS are all KW and 5 of the top 25. And KW is representing 20% of the top 25% in all of these as well. So congratulations on this success as a collective unit as KW Milwaukee. All right, here we're looking at LORE. So here I just kind of want to showcase the individual office location trends versus the market trends year to date. This highlighted red box is of course your lead metrics, and all metrics are significantly outperforming the market trends. So you guys are all taking share of the market. Listings taken units in the market is down -10%. You guys less than 1%. Listings taken volume, they're up as a market, not even 1%, where you guys as a collective are up almost 20%. Contracts written units down close to 11%, down 10. Contracts written volume down -3.8. As a collective, you guys are up 0.6%. So definitely outpacing the market average. This is for North Shore and Innovation. Next, we're going to look at Lake Country, a little bit of a different story. The average price point in this market is significantly higher, of course. So a slowdown in the market trends tends to hit this specific area the fastest. So what this means is we just need to stay hyper-focused on our unit driving activities, and the dollar volume is going to show up. So an incredible start to the year as indicated by the closed units on the top. Now the real work comes into focusing on, the lead metrics as opposed to these lag metrics on the top. Gross commission earned as an entire KW Milwaukee in July, we paid out over $6.5 million in gross commission, making our year to date close to 40 million, which is a 10% increase over 2021. And then one more look at profit share in July, we'll have 98,000 going out to the agents being deposited on August 21st, and year to date, we're at 507,000. So that is what I have for you guys today for team meeting. We're gonna, again, there's no team meeting next week. We'll be at Mega Camp, and then we'll see you the week after that. So Lake Country, I'll let you hop off and I'll switch over to upcoming listings and buyer needs.